Hi guys, and welcome to a episode of Planetside Universe Tactics. Now, Crossroads Watchtower is about to come under attack by a very large VS force. Now, as you see, the NC has set up pretty good defenses awaiting this attack. They have multiple anti-vehicle units on the landing pads and multiple maxis with bursters attached to get rid of the aircraft. Now, what the NC need to do is secure this section. As you see, a Sunderer has moved into the area, but hopefully this lightning will spot it and destroy it. Sunderers have to be the priority to be destroyed. Now the VS are using quite good tactics here. They're trying to deploy multiple Sunderers around the base. As you see, that's 3 Sunderers we've spotted already. They're already in sea taking it. Now, the NC need to get out of this tower. Don't sit in the tower and try and protect it from the pads, etc. You need to break out, get into these control points, physically get soldiers in there, secure these areas, get tanks out there as much as you can and secure them. See, there's another Sunderer coming in for a suicide run there. He's too close to the base. If I was the VS, the best place to place a Sunderer would be around this rock formations over here, this rock formation here, or possibly in this area here, depending on what the cover's like. I'm not too sure whether they're large buildings or small ones. Now, that will keep them away from the base enough so they can't get spotted and destroyed very quickly, and so they can be easily protected from the likes of light assault troops coming in to see for it, or heavy assaults that have spotted it coming in to try and use rockets on. As you see, the VS are in sea again, rolling down, as that is the closest point to where they're coming from. There needs to be troops in there. They seem to be going into B pretty unhindered as well. As you can see, there are VS troops everywhere. But there's no NC troops down there attempting to force them back. The NC really need to push out of this tower. I see this technique far too often being used by the defending teams. They hunker down in the main building, at which point they just get overwhelmed and all the outer points get taken. As you can see, the VS have now taken control of most of the buildings on the outskirts of this tower. Which means they will take it. It'll take them a while, but they will take it if they keep this up. See, they're even taking point A now because people are not paying attention to the map and what is going on. If you are defending a base, your main priorities are spot and destroy Sunderers. Keep an eye on what's going on your map. Always look at what points are being taken. Always spot enemies and always call out what's going on and where they are. If a point is being taken, if you have multiple points at the base, get there as quickly as you can. As you can see, the VS are just rolling this camp at a minute with multiple squads rolling in. The tanks have been whittled down by the AV guys that we have in this base. But as you can see, there are multiple VS troops surrounding this base. Now these are the things that the NC need to be concentrating on.
Enemy light assault in the area.
See, there are VS soldiers out in the open there, and the NC are just hunkering down inside the base and not attempting to break out and retake any of the nodes that have already been captured. Now, the NC should have been prepared for this attack. They were forced out of Xenotech Labs only a few moments ago. But the main problem they had here, lack of coordination, lack of thinking. They all hunkered down inside the tower, set up all the defences on the top of the pads there. Fair dues, yes, they were aiming in the correct direction, but you do not tie yourself down to one building. If you are defending a multiple point base, you push out beyond the base to try and secure the area. You've got to stop them getting to your base. Don't allow them to come to your base. You have to push out. There should have been troops behind these hills, behind this rock here, behind these rocks, in these trees, setting up anti-tank mines, anti-tank weapons. Any anti-vehicle weapons should have been set up. Troops should have been in this area, forcing anything back that came through. Now the NC are attempting to push out. They do have A and B is being back and forward between the guys, but the major problem is the vehicles are not being taken care of. The NC really need to get a hold of the situation now. There's not enough pushing out. They're all sitting inside the camp and inside the spawn room. If we look on the outside, the battle is fairly quiet now. As you see, the NC are attempting to stop them from taking A, but they are missing the fact that unless reinforcements turn up from an exterior base, they're going to lose this very easily. Infiltrators need to be attempting to get out of this base. And taking some of these points back. If an infiltrator can sneak into one of these points, lay down his mines, his anti-personnel mines, take it, anybody running in is going to get destroyed. Obviously, if you're an infiltrator, do not take your sniper rifle. If you have a special operations set up, take that with an SMG or something and mine these areas. The NC are just getting pummeled now. Yes, they are keeping A pinned down, but as I say, unless the NC get reinforcements, which I don't think they're going to do because they're actually fighting on all three fronts of this section at the moment. There's heavy fighting in Reserve and Amp Station. I think the VS will take this very quickly. Now the VS need to keep pushing. They need to get the guys off them stairs. That is their main priority. If they can push them back up the stairs via some max units, light assaults flying up above the guys and coming in from behind, that would severely hurt the NC forces. VS should have control of this level, so that they can come in from behind the NC forces and really start causing some hurt. As you see, there are grenades being thrown up here, there are tanks firing on this section, but they really need to put light assault troops up there. That is what light assault are for. Getting to places, coming in from behind the enemy, taking them by surprise. The light assaulters should be coming onto that second level, coming in from behind the NC and taking them by surprise. At which point, the VS that are coming from below decks can also start to come up the stairs in a pincer movement and just crush the NC in between them, which I do believe is starting to happen there. As we can see, the NC are getting forced back into their spawn area. We'll try and get out here and see. There are VS started to control the second level now, which is what they needed to do early on. They have now taken control of all 3 points and also surrounded the base with heavy armour. Now, if I was the VS, just to make sure reinforcements do not arrive, I would have a couple of heavy tanks on this road here, just covering it to make sure some of these vehicles that are up here don't need to be there. They could be even looking in that direction. They get a good view down to this base. Anything that comes up, spot it, get it destroyed immediately. On the NC's point of view, they're pretty much done for in this base now. They're not going to push their way out. There are multiple VS units on every level. As soon as you step out of one of them doors, you're going to get shot in the head either by a soldier or by an armed vehicle. Again, the major mistake the NC did was setting up the defense around the central building. You have another 2 points here, ladies and gentlemen. Get out there, secure them. You need to be around the furthest points away from your base. Then if you get pushed back from one point, you can still defend the other two. Never concentrate all your firepower in one area, because you cannot keep control of the other 2 points. As I say, the NC should have had a perimeter along this southwestern section of this base, because they knew where the VS was coming from. They knew they'd just taken Xenotech labs, and a lot of the troops that were fighting here were the ones that got defeated at Xenotech. So the NC should have known this and set up a defense accordingly. Now if you're in an outfit or in a well organised platoon, this could have probably been a lot easier to defend. Let's say, I know Planetside 2 is about numbers, but a small amount of people can cause a lot of damage to a large amount of enemy. A few mines across here would have devastated their tank columns, because they just rolled in and didn't really pay attention. So you'd have killed, I reckon, a good 40-50% of their tanks rolling in there. Well positioned troops in these hills here, even hiding on this little bridge here to try and get them from behind, would have devastated them as well, and also held them up so that the NC could have thought about it a little bit more, got a better defence up. Infiltrators, anti-personnel mines inside these 2 furthest points would have done a great help. It would have killed a lot of troops coming in there.
Still win this.
I see this so many times when I come to these tower bases that have multiple points to take. They always stay around here and they always set up on these pads, which is a mistake for 2 reasons. A, you can't defend all 3 points from it. B, it's an infiltrator's wet dream. If ever I'm sniping, I stay at a distant point on a hill if I can get up one, If not, far enough away so I can get a good view of these landing pads. Because guaranteed the enemy will stand there, they'll attempt to snipe from them, they'll attempt to set up weapons, mounted weapons from them, and the infiltrator can just sit back, pick you off one by one. And I love doing that, because they start wondering where you're firing from, and then they all slowly back away. After about 5-10 minutes of everybody being wiped out at least twice, you'll notice the pads always start getting deserted because they know there's infiltrators working them pads. Now the NC
needs this facility.
will go back to Broken Arch here. Their priority now, as there's only 30 seconds for this, stop fighting there. When you die, spawn at Broken Arch, set this area up, heavily mine this area, set your guys up on these bridges with anti-tank vehicles, get your infiltrators around here. This area needs to be a kill zone. They should be all setting back now. Again, organised outfits and platoons should be doing this right now. The last 30-40 seconds of this base before it takes, pull back to the next base to be taken, get your defences set up. So you know how many tanks they've got, you know what the force is going to be. Prepare for it. Get this area mined, get your anti-vehicle stuff up there, get your Sunras out there ready. Get Sunras parked up in these areas here behind, ready for the attack. Make sure everybody knows what's going on, what's on the way, and what they're doing. Put it in the region chat if it's working. Get your outfits there, get your platoons there, tell everybody what's coming, tell them what to do. As I said, this road should be a kill zone. Anything coming down it should be destroyed immediately. Any Sunras, the VS will try and park behind here, probably try and get them maybe down here or even behind this rock hit formation here. Need to be destroyed immediately. As soon as you take the VS's vehicles out, they've no chance. It's a long run from the Crossroads Watchtower down to Broken Arch. From there to there is a very, very long run. Now I'm assuming if the VS have any intelligence, a fair number of them will come back up this hill face and it'll be over Broken Arch, which is going to devastate the NC again. But as I say, this base, they should have been ready for the attack. The NC should have been ready and prepared for it, and it should have took the VS a lot longer than that to take it. They should have had a good fight on their hands. The numbers looked as if they were about matching, but it was just very badly prepared for, very badly defended. Again, it's hard to do it when you've got a pug group there, but if people are typing in region chat, if people are coming over the in-game comms and letting you know where the enemy is, what's coming, even giving advice on what to do, don't give them hassle for it, because the chances are they know more than you do. I've heard a lot of time people saying, oh, shut up, and how do you know, and this, that and the other, and they don't pay attention. On numerous occasions I've been shouting out positions and spotting positions of Sunras and requesting that they get destroyed immediately. Nobody pays attention to them orders, and soon enough the base is taken over by outpouring of enemy troops coming from these Sunras that were spotted 5-10 minutes ago, and that you asked for assistance for destroying it. And when you're the only person that attempted to get it, it's very, very hard, especially if it's a well defended Sundra. So just listen to people. It is a team game. Don't forget, there are hundreds and hundreds of people in these battles. If there's a three-way fight going on, there could be close to 1,000 people trying to fight there. Teamwork is essential, ladies and gentlemen. Teamwork is essential in this game. It's not about your kill-death ratio. It's about land. What you possess. Kill-death means nothing in a war when you can get shot from any angle, any distance, by anything. You know what I mean? If you're bothered about your kill-death ratio, then in my mind, Planetside is not the game for you. I can sit back, snipe and I've done it before, had 50, 60 kills for maybe 2 deaths, and one of them deaths, it was my fault because I fell off a cliff. You know what I mean? If you want an amazing kill death ratio, be an infiltrator and snipe, because I will guarantee you you'll be getting 40, 50 kills for maybe 1 death, 2 deaths, if you're a good infiltrator. And I've done it before. And it was actually fighting against a tower. I was on a hilltop, sniping away, it kept coming onto the landing pads. I sat there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just picking people off. As you see, they've rolled through Broken Arch again and took it straight away. Okay guys, that will do for this episode of Planetside 2 Tactics. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it's going to help you in future battles. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below, and I will try and get back to you as quickly as possible. If I'm not working, then it should be near enough instant. I'm hoping to get another episode out very soon after this one, depending on obviously my work schedule and the battles. But fingers crossed I can start getting these out soon. I will be doing another tactics special within the next week or two. I'm not sure what topic it's going to be on at the moment. Maybe another vehicle, or maybe on a troop spec, or possibly a tutorial on entering buildings as a squad. Not too sure on that yet. So if you like this video and you've had a look around my channel and you like other videos, please like any, favourite and subscribe. You will find information below on my Twitch channel, which I stream Planetside 2 from quite regular, as well as other games like Aces High now and again, maybe a bit of War of the Roses. Later on, when I've got them sorted, DCS World I will start streaming. Maybe even a bit of Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Blacklist. I don't know yet, I've got to get these things sorted. Also, please visit planetsideuniverse.com. That is your one-stop shop for all Planetside 2 information. The devs are on there regularly, joining in with the conversations and also posting up updates and info. Planetside Universe is a long-running fan forum. Has an amazing community and is run extremely well. They have been around since the original Planetside game, so these guys know what they're talking about. So please go and visit them, join the forums and join in with the chat and have fun. Okay guys, hopefully I will see you guys on the battlefield, and if you're lucky enough to be in the other end of my sight, hopefully you'll see me blow your brains out. Thanks for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and see you soon.